The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 13th day of August, 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamillah Hartman. He's Larry Marshall Jr. What's good brother?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm good. The Olympics just ended and football season about to kick in. I'm in fall mode already, This one of my favorite year.
I must say, I haven't had a literal hangover in a long time, but I have a little hangover. Hoping to turn on the TV and watch some more Olympics. But it was good while it lasted. But I miss great performances. I will admit I've been one of those people that have had a good laugh at the breakdancing situation because I didn't even know that was in the Olympics. And then I started seeing videos about the Australian one that's going viral, and I'm dying laughing every single time I see it.
Yeah, that a lot of people had a lot to say about breakdancing, but it wasn't one off because it's not going to be included in the LA Olympics apparently.
I saw that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people had a lot of opinion. I just saw what videos went viral. I didn't, that was an interesting thing. No, I did people say, people are obviously saying, how is it a sport? Is anything that's competition considered a sport? Well, remember when they started playing poker on ESPN back in the day, people used to say the same thing, like, how is this a sport? It's competition, but is anything competition sport? So I don't know. Poker, you're not using it's not physical. Breakdance is. You feel me?
Yes, breakdance is physical. Respect it. Obviously, especially those ones at the top, but is it a sport? It just depends on what your definition is, right?
Yeah, audience, do you think breakdancing is a sport? Do you think it should be considered a sport? I don't know, bro, man. I don't. Here's the thing. I'm not judging jury when it comes to that stuff. Like, I'm either going to watch it or I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it takes away from track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, the marquee events in the Olympics will be track, gymnastics, swimming, those types of basketball now, I guess, because of to the NBA and WNBA. But other than, any new sport, I don't think will come in and take right over. Maybe pickleball. I know pickleball was, I think, in 2028, and they have a big recreational following, so I feel like we got a lot of buzz going into the next Olympics.
Yeah, it seems like cricket is T20 cricket is replacing breaking next Olympics, so it should be interesting. T20 cricket always exciting. Well, anyway, Suzanne Ingham says no, she doesn't consider break dancing a sport, so no. It's not a sport to her. She also says, awesome Tuesday, Jamel and Larry, and an awesome Tuesday to you as well. And greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Jamillah Lodge on from the BEDC. We're discussing this year's pitch composition. Honestly, I remember one year we were in the Daily Hour chat group and just following it, everyone like talking about it. I love it. Larry, I don't know if you watch Shark Tank, the show Shark Tank. I never really was into it until 2 years ago, and I was just like, yo, I actually like this thing. This is brilliant. People showing different business ideas, and I actually got the opportunity to meet one of the winners who started the business during the pandemic, and they've blown up. Um, they are based in Palm Beach, Florida area. They have a, what's it called, charcuterie board business. So I love that. If of all the things the BEDC do, this is one of those things I really, 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 really love. So, folks, looking forward to the conversation with Jamillah, and hopefully they'll stream it again this year so as many people can watch as possible. The daily players will remember when. So, if Larry doesn't get it, it's an Olympic-related question. Audience, one of you will be eligible. But in the meantime, do not forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump right into it. So, as you heard, we're just coming off the Olympics, right? If you all remember, there were very tense times in France prior to the Olympics because they had an election, and it was the Olympics made them forget about it for a while, right? Kind of like what the World Cup does in various countries. People, we stop war and the like while the World Cup's going on. I don't know, sign of respect, I guess. But the Olympics is over. We said goodbye to the Paris 2024 Olympics. And let's be honest, we got cheated in 2020, 2021. Cheated because it was an Olympics without fans. This was the Olympics like how we loved it, how we're used to it. And to some people it was whack, to others it didn't disappoint, to some it was very memorable. I think my happiest moments watching the Olympics in particular were watching Julian Alfred from St. Lucia. You didn't hear her name if you're not in the track spaces. All you heard was Sha'Carri Richardson, Sharika Jackson, whether or not Hera Thompson would run. But what she did for her country, not just the first gold medal, but first 2 medals in one Olympics, was brilliant. So that said, when you think of Bermuda, when you look at Bermuda's team, I saw someone wrote a letter, and I didn't really take this on. I don't know if you did, Larry, but someone wrote a letter last week to the editor that was printed in the Royal Gazette. I believe that's where I saw it, about the Olympic team not representing Bermuda from a racial aspect. And maybe that's true, but there's more to that. And the question of the morning is, what are some key takeaways from the Paris 2024 Olympics for Bermuda and Bermudians? Like, what are some key takeaways for Bermuda? We've hosted the America's Cup. We know that we need something. Our tourism game is just not where it used to be. So what are some key takeaways from the Paris 2024 Olympics for Bermuda and Bermudians? But also, with that letter that was written, look, I'm gonna get behind anyone just because they're Bermudian. That's me, right? Like we're fighting for the same island or country. I'm gonna get behind you, unless you have some criminal record that I just can't align with. But what sports should Bermuda invest in for further Olympic success? What sports should Bermuda invest in for further Olympic success? Now, again, St. Lucia, Julian Alfred just collected their first 2 medals. I think Botswana, also, if I'm not mistaken, may have been their first gold medal, right? Bermuda, we had a long time between our first medal with Clarence Hill and Flora Duffy, a long time, 40, almost 40 years. Or was it over 40 years? I don't know. But anyway, it was a long time. We got our first gold in the last Olympics. How far are we away from that? And what sport should Bermuda invest in for further Olympic success? Like, what do you think? Should we invest more in swimming, since that's where the people seem to be, or triathlons? Should we take a different page and, our big sports right now, the football and cricket? Do we need to put more into track?
You said a lot of interesting things. I think I'll start with the takeaway part. And for me, I think the biggest takeaway, which has been said over the last 2 weeks, is we are not catching up to the rest of the world. And when I say that, I think, okay, well, how do we fix it? And I think we have national sporting governing bodies that are, for the most part, part-time, and that is not able to put the resources into, or the time and effort that's needed to produce or identify talent to go to the next level. You know what I mean? It's interesting when you talked about Julian Alfred, and of course, all the background stories come out once she won the 100-meter final, and it talked about how St. Lucia invested in her. They gave her a diplomatic passport, which allowed her to stay and train in the United States. Um, I I know a lot of athletes, and to that person who brought up the racial thing, I'm sort of like you within that boat. But most of the athletes I know are black, and if they are at a high level, they struggle with remaining overseas. You know,
Mm,
it is a good place for junior competitions to get you back and forth. And I would say maybe up to 14, 16, you can remain here, go away for competition, get people to come in. But once you're at that collegiate, post collegiate, semi pro, looking to break into the pros level, at the end of the day, being based in Bermuda just isn't going to cut it. Um,
mm,
and from so many reasons, nutrition, weight room, the massage therapy, exercise physiology, all those different things that the other people that are doing at the top have, we just don't have.
mhm, mhm,
So how do we get those things fixed? And I think it has to come down to, if we, especially from an Olympic level,
mhm,
if we are identifying top talent, we have to have pathways like trajectory.
mhm,
You're a 16-year-old and you're at a high level. Okay,
mhm,
what's a 10-year trajectory for you? And I think the national sporting governing bodies have to do a better job with that, or if they are, it's just not really being seen.
mhm,
But I think that is something that's a takeaway that I'm looking at from what the successful nations, especially smaller ones. We're not going to have the
mhm.
resources as of Great Britain, U.S., Australia, but we definitely can look at other places and see, well, how can we get our best athletes in
Mhm.
the right situations?
Yeah, yeah. I think again, it comes back to looking at what other jurisdictions have done with their athletes. Jurisdictions similar size, right? How have they invested? So, what are your thoughts, audience? What are some key takeaways from the Paris 2024 Olympics for Bermuda and Bermudians? I like what you said regarding what St. Lucia done for Julian Alfred. You know, they got a diplomatic passport so that she can train overseas. I know that, not calling names, but a particular person that was, attempting to make the Olympics this time around, they don't have eligibility to live overseas full time and train, right? And I don't think people understand how important that is. Like, Dan Flora Duffy does not reside in Bermuda. She's between, was it Denver and South Africa, I think she said when she was on the show. So understanding the need to be in the right environment, it doesn't mean that she's any less Bermudian. It just means that she has to, put herself in the right spaces to be able to endure what she's attempting to achieve. So, audience, what are some key takeaways from the Paris 2024 Olympics for Bermuda and Bermudians? But also, what should Bermuda, like, what sports do you believe Bermuda should invest in for further Olympic success? I know for years people have said, oh, we put all our money in football and cricket. We don't put any money elsewhere, which I don't know if it's true or not, because I don't have, the books in front of me. What sports would you like to see Bermuda invest in for further Olympic success? Phil says swimming and sailing. Swimming and sailing. I can tell you where that would go. I can tell you where that conversation would go. I definitely would, Phil. We kind of mentioned it, both of us, earlier.
Okay, but if it's truly invested, right, that means we're
Mhm,
going to put it in the grassroots level, and that means it will be available for all. So if we're talking about true investment, then it has to be include everyone, right? And like for me, I wouldn't pick a particular sport. I just think we need
mhm,
to get the infrastructure for at a grassroots level for different sports. And maybe
mhm,
some sports like volleyball, it really
mhm,
doesn't have a footprint in Bermuda,
mhm,
but it's nothing stopping us. We have gyms, we have beaches.
mhm.
Easily set up something to get it going, but we don't have the initial grassroots infrastructure to go forward.
Correct.
And I think that's what's missing in Bermuda.
It's interesting that people would mention swimming a lot. Like I remember years ago, someone saying, "Why don't islands have as many swimmers as they do, track?" And I said, probably because most of the swimming in the Olympics takes place in pools, and not many people have access to pools like that throughout a big country like the United States. And I think people don't even think that. They just think, oh, it's an island, you've got water right there, right? Like, no, that's not how it works. You need, and that goes to your point, Larry, investing in swimming, okay, is everyone going to have access to pools from a grassroots level, not to learn how to swim, but to train to be a swimmer?
Yeah.
And
it's interesting because I think when we talk about investment, I often say, well, what does that look like? But we just need money. No, what does it look like? Are we giving money to national sport and governing bodies to disperse amongst? Are we giving it direct to athletes at the elite level to do it? Are we giving it to the schools to go the route? So I think we have to really look at successful jurisdictions and who can we mimic? How can we make it? Give it our Bermudian twist, and what can we do to kind of just take us to that next level? But I think one thing we do know: investment does need to happen, or we'll kind of be at this level. And unfortunately, if we get our high level athletes based outside Bermuda, it will be a disconnect, and Bermudians may not really know them because they're away for some.
Well, that kind of, a lot of people may forget that happened with Lionel Messi. Remember, he left Argentina at such a young age, and early in his career, a lot of people wouldn't remember there was a disconnect between him and Argentine fans, right? Yep. And the constant try to bring success to them. And it wasn't until Copa America about 3 years ago that there was finally some sort of like, okay, he's finally won it. But it will happen. That disconnect will happen, and people will be like, "Who's this?" But I tell you what, get a medal, and they'll know. Oh, they'll know you all right. And it's sad because it's like, again, we're talking about billions of people, billion plus, right? 8 billion plus. It's tough. To be that top 3 or 1, it's not easy. But audience, what are your thoughts? What are some key takeaways from the Paris 2024 Olympics for Bermuda and Bermudians? And what sports should Bermuda invest in for further Olympic success? Phil Trott says, no reason we couldn't still compete in triathlons either once Flora hangs out person. I think that's a great way to go, Phil. I do. I think, you have the 2 right now, Tyler Smith and Erica Hawley, who are now doing that. So I think that is the area where, it's been recent proven success, right? But again, are we going to invest and support those who just aren't in the same financial space to get into those spaces, like what St. Lucia did for Julian Alfred? WKD Lama says, archery and air pistol sports that are not so expensive. Okay.
Again, we have to invest in the grassroots program to get everyone involved.
Yeah. Audience, give it to us. What else, audience? Come on. I'm going to say it, Larry, because you and I kind of spoke about this the other day, but I think there's a correlation with stuff like this as well. Like you mentioned grassroots. The amount of different sports and activities involved in the Olympics. If we can create grassroots opportunities for things that, as WKD Lama just put, are not so expensive, you literally are giving people more things to do that are not antisocial as they get older. You feel me?
But again, when I'm saying invest in grassroots, essentially I'm saying we're investing in our people, we're investing in our youth.
Indeed.
I think, not to take it there, but I remember a politician saying there's no return on the investment if they invest in a certain sport. And I was like, the return is what you're getting back from your people. No, it may not be tangible as far as monetary, but that what you're getting back is invaluable. And it was just quite interesting that a politician couldn't see that.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous comment to make. To say you're not getting a return is almost like you expected a championship or gold medal. How about the development of young people to actually put into your community? That's interesting. Philip Trott says, Exactly. If we're going to invest in swimming, that includes providing pool access to everybody, not just a few. Shikarena says some of these sports require intense parental involvement because training is at 6 a.m. for kids swimming. Well, speak about that grassroots. It does take sacrifice from families, right?
Yeah, and I think if you look at every story that is at the top, most of them have parental involvement, no matter what the sport is.
Mm-hmm.
It just it's so helpful. You know what I mean? I look back at my track and field experience in college, and most of the athletes have parental support.
Yeah, interesting. That's a big piece. As a former youth coach, I can totally relate to the parental involvement being key. Philip Trott says, too bad they scrapped breakdance, and we definitely could have gotten into the second round based on what I saw. See, you all laugh. I don't know how they were judging it. I'm like, yeah, I don't. Maybe as I'm not a dancer. I don't understand it. So, but I think Bermudians have some rhythm. I don't know if you necessarily need rhythm for that kind of dance. Though.
So to take it there, do we have an organization to help a Bermudian to get to the Olympics again?
Yeah, Suzette Harvey and them. What they call up down.
Yes. Do we have all of those? We don't have a body that could go to the IOC and say, I'm submitted this for this person to go through a qualifier to do that. We just didn't have it, right? And we're looking at it as a joke, but turning it towards the topic, we just don't have a lot of things in place to go forward. And maybe we don't invest in breakdancing, obviously, as a sport, but for so many of these other different things, like you're looking at popular sports like volleyball and badminton and squash will be in the next Olympics. These are the things that we have access to, but it just does not seem like it's well laid out grassroots programs to get to, because it's not going to happen in the next 4 years.
Yeah,
we're looking at 10, 15, 20 years.
Correct.
If it's done correctly. And I think sometimes we look at it, we want it just like this, but it does not happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I concur, Larry. This is not something that's just gonna. I'll use Spain for example. Spain always had talented teams, but they had won European Cups, Olympics, whatever, but they just could not win the World Cup until, was it 2008?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 2008. And it was a process. But now you look at Spain, right? They Euro champs again, the Olympic champs, right? And I'm talking football, sorry, audience. I'm talking football. But in saying that, it didn't happen overnight. Remember, there was a whole cultural shift, and Barcelona changed the way football was played. Real Madrid has won literally of the last few champions, probably 60% of the last 10 Champions Leagues, right? It's cultural. Now, some people may say, well, that's not Spanish players playing for Real Madrid. It's the system.
Yeah. And to bring that same type of example with the Olympics, I'll go back to Julian Alfred. I think she's 24 years old. They sent her to high school in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because she was identified, right? So that's 10 years ago, right? 8 years ago. And now that return on that investment happens. So it's not going to happen overnight. But if we're truly serious, we have to get these infrastructures up and running and kind of get it going. We can't, I'll do it on my day off, or it's just not working. The world is too advanced, and we're struggling to keep up.
Yeah, I do wonder. Audience, let us know your thoughts. Do you think Bermuda will get a gold medal or a medal? Do you think Bermuda has the opportunity to medal in the next Olympics? Yes or no? And I just want to see what people's going to say. I don't need any explanation. Do you think Bermuda has an opportunity to medal in the next Olympics in LA 2028? What are your thoughts on that? We've got to go to do the news break. But let us know in the meantime, do you think Bermuda has the opportunity to medal in the next Olympics? Let's do the news break, and then we've got Jamillah Lodge coming on to talk about Bermuda's version of Shark Tank. Yeah, it's the pitch competition. But do you think Bermuda has the opportunity to medal in the next Olympics? WKD Lama says yes. Larry, before we go to news break, yes or no?
I was hoping I'll get some more time to think on that. I think, can we get to the news break and then I'll have my answer?
All right. We'll hold that thought. All righty, folks. All right, here's your Daily Hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, folks, the parliamentary registrar has announced that a by-election for constituency 36 will be held on October 4th. This seat was left vacant by the recent resignation of the former attorney general, Kathy Lynn Simmons. Has been no announcement as to who the PLP plans to run in this area, but according to the One Bermuda Alliance website, it will be contested by Carl Neblett. We wait to see at this time if the FDM will contest this seat, which was actually contested by the founder and leader of the party, Mark Bean, in 2020's general election. Larry, what are your thoughts on the by-election?
The fact that the general election wasn't announced has to motivate, rile up, energize both the OBA and the FDM. I think this decision has to say that the government feels like they're not ready right now. They have to do some things, and I think just to save the country money and all those types of things. If they would have been in a great position, they would have definitely called a general election. They know people are unhappy in some different areas, and for them not to call a general election says a lot, right? And they have to build on this and get the people together and go forward. So interesting to see how it plays out, because that is traditionally an area where the PLP being hands down. But again, a lot
well, I mean, they only won it by 6 to 12 votes in 2012 when what's his name, Ray Charlton was running against Michael Scott. So the OBA had a chance back then when people didn't show up to vote. So it can be an interesting seat if depending on how people are feeling on the day about the party. All right, in other news, I'm just going to tell you, audience, prepare for a storm. Tropical Storm Ernesto is heading in Bermuda's direction, though at this time it doesn't seem to be an immediate threat in the next day or two. It is expected to strengthen into a hurricane and come close to the island by the end of the week. So stay tuned for further updates from the EMO. Outside of that, I don't have a weather report for you today, but you can do what you do. Put your foot outside, look around, or just look out the window and determine what you feel the weather's like for you today. You got some daily inspiration? Not daily inspiration, days of the year.
Yes. Today we have National Filet Mignon Day, a little steak. And then we have, I had another one, I'm sorry.
Filet Mignon.
National Left-Handers Day. And that was very different to me. So first of all, I want to know in the audience, how many people are left-handed? And I guess, for us right-handers, what did you always wish you could do if you was left-handed?
Yeah, that's a good question. How many people in the audience are left-handed? Because growing up, it always seemed like you were unique if you were left-handed.
Yeah, and then I was in the school, and I remember I was in a class of about 16, and it was like 5 left-handers. And I was like, this is different. This wasn't happening when I was in school. And I just always felt, playing sports, if someone did it left-handed, it was just so hard to get down because you're used to, like cricket, if the ball and right-handed saw it, or if the batting left-handed, it was different. So yeah, it just always made a difference. I found that interesting for today.
Well, it seems like the entire audience is right-handed. No one's saying they're left-handed. Just want to go over to Instagram real quickly. Mia Chambray said, let's get the Olympic skating port in Park here. Would love to see Bermudian surfers and skateboarders. Yes. So yeah, skateboarding is something that we can probably do, which our guest from last week, Colin, is doing a great job of do the grassroots side of it. But any left-handers out there? Now Pamela Wade says, yes, she's a left-hander. WKD Lama says, I only write with my left hand. Everything else is right. Okay.
That's crazy to me.
That means you're super talented, natural. All right, cool. Well, let's take a quick break. We've got Jamillah Lodge coming up. I love this kind of show, pitch competition. Let's talk about it. And I want to know from the audience, what kind of business ideas would you like to see Bermudians pitch? Like, even if you have one without giving away your idea, what kind of ideas would you like to see pitch that you would support? We're going to be back in about 1 minute, 57 seconds, and Jamillah Lodge be on the other side of this break.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BEDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Summer is almost here. Dive into the season with dog floats and dog pools. Enjoy 20% off West Paul's dog floating toys and shop our life jackets for safety in the water this summer. Get all your summer needs before the holidays and events begin. Don't forget to stock up on poo bags and check out Dicky Bags, the poo bag holder that locks in the smell until you can dispose of it. Remember, even dogs need sunblock, so visit Noah's Ark today, Bermuda's most trusted animal supply store for all your summer essentials, and ask us about our rewards program.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Larry Marshall Jr., myself, Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Please don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest. Well, before we do that, Larry, you wanted to say, you wanted to answer the question before the break?
You forgot, but you're pretty sharp. I'm gonna say no. I don't, and that's gonna be hard. People, how could you say it? I would just look who. I would think who, and I don't know if I hope I am proven wrong 1,000 times more.
Yeah, at this time, I think it'd be wise to do what you said earlier. Prepare for the next 14 to 20 years rather than the next 4. So, are we going to have Olympians? Yes. Are we going to medal? I just don't think. As you said, you're more in that space than me, but from a super outsider, I don't know where the medal will come from, but I hope I'm wrong as well. All right, let's bring in our guest today. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Bermuda Economic Development Corporation's Jamillah Lodge. Jamillah, welcome. Let's get you off of mute as you are in the studio, and happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday. Sorry.
Good morning, and thank you. Happy Tuesday to you as well.
Yeah, when we don't do shows on Mondays, I forget. Like I really have to think. Like it's not Monday. But thank you for coming back. And we had Dante Hunt on last week, who was educating us about the loans that you have and the grants, which was very helpful. What I really enjoyed about that, not to go back, but what I really enjoyed is that the loan guarantee thing. That was pretty cool. You know, that was really, really cool. Yeah. So you guys are doing the work at the BEDC. Props to you.
Thank you.
So today, well, before we even get into today, just remind people, you know, this might be someone's first day tuned into the Daily Hour. Just remind them of, you know, your role and what it is you do at the BEDC.
Sure. So I am the Communication and Development Officer for BEDC. I support the organization internally and externally. So any commercials or emails that you receive come out of my unit. But ultimately, our job is to provide stakeholders who are interested in starting a business, who are entrepreneurs, with information about what products and services that the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation has that can support you with starting your business.
All righty. We love to hear it, Jamillah. Thank you so much. And today we're talking about, I mentioned earlier, you know, wondered if Larry had ever watched Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what the pitch competition reminds me of. And I've only been watching Shark Tank for about 2.5 years, but we in the TDH group, it was about 2 years ago, we were all in the group watching it and commenting about the pitch competition that year. But it's changed a bit. It's now known as the Wave of Opportunity Pitch Competition. Speak to us about the name change, but also for the layman, if there's someone's never heard of it, what the pitch competition actually is.
Sure. So historically, BEDC has offered its rocket pitch competition, and usually we do that in November in celebration of Global Entrepreneurship Week. And we would give out a maximum of $5,000 to an entrepreneur interested in starting their business or who has a business idea. And in order for us to give out this money, I would have to work really hard to try to raise it from partners. So we would try to get people to sponsor the event, provide us with the prize money, and then we would give it out to entrepreneurs. This year, we are excited because we were able to partner with Global Atlantic Re Foundation to be the financier for this pitch competition, which is a big deal for us because a lot of the time that we spend raising money can be spent doing other things to support entrepreneurs. So we agreed to come together and make one big fabulous competition, which allowed us to give out more. So we can now offer $25,000 grants as opposed to $5,000 grants. So that's a really huge deal for us. We've never really had a partnership like this. So we're really excited about the opportunity that this presents to entrepreneurs and actually giving them capital that can make a sizable difference in what they're able to do and what they need to get started. So we're really, really excited about the partnership with Global Atlantic Re.
I love it.
Yeah, shout out to Global Atlantic Re because
I know for coming through like this. They're doing big things.
Yeah. But with that being said, you did say there's some changes to the competition, but how does the competition work?
So basically, it's very similar to what we've done in the past. You apply. So applications are open now, and the closing date for those applications is the 18th, August 18th. So we really want to encourage people who either do not know about the competition or who are waiting to go ahead and get your application in. And so basically, we're just asking you, what is your business idea? What is it that you want to do? We do ask that you are a BEDC member, which is free. You can go online. If you're not a member now, you can go online to our website at bedc.bm and sign up. And once you're a member, we would also like to see that you've either participated in one of BEDC courses or programs, or you would at some point along your journey participate in it. And the reason why we're doing this is because of the amount of the grant that's being offered. We are looking for business owners or entrepreneurs who are ready to receive that amount of capital, right? So you need to have at least a minimum viable product, I would say, or a business that is a going concern. So you've actually been doing this work for a while, so you know what you could use the $25,000 for. You have a business bank account. So we're not just giving $25,000 and then we don't hear from you. With this amount of financial commitment, we are looking for businesses that really are interested in building their business and taking their businesses to the next level. So that being said, pretty much anybody in Bermuda that has a business can apply because BEDC membership is free. And I would argue that probably almost every business owner has at least participated in one of our workshops or have gone through one of our programming. And if they haven't, there's still an opportunity for you to do that. So really, we feel like we're not leaving anybody out with this competition. And so we just really want to create opportunities to put money in the hands of the entrepreneurs that actually need it and are ready to take their businesses to the next level.
I love that, man. And audience, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. Again, if you have any comments or questions about the pitch competition, if you know someone who may have a business and you think they'd be a great fit, or yourself, if you're someone who has an idea or has an established business already that can use this grant, this is your time to ask questions for free.
Yes.
You just said a lot about the eligibility requirements, but I want you to go deeper. And if you missed out on something, but what are the eligibility requirements to participate?
Right. So, first of all, be a BEDC member. So if you're not, log on to our website at bedc.bm and register your business to become a member. Again, I said it's free, but what it allows us to do is to keep track of what you're doing and how you're doing, and to see where we can support you along your journey. Because at the end of the day, we want you to be able to take advantage of the money and then use it so that your business sustains, right? A lot of people, we know this, historically businesses start up and within 2 to 3 years they fail. And so what we want to do is do everything that we can from a stakeholder or organization to support you and ensure that your business is successful. And then as we are going to be providing you with these grant funds, you're not just going to get a check for $25,000, right? They're tranches. So you will meet with us, you will meet with representatives from Global Atlantic Re, and then you will tell us what you want to use the funds for, and we'll do our check-ins to make sure that the business is on track and that we're providing you with the support that you need. So essentially, you apply online. We go through your application, and if successful, you'll be invited to pitch in preliminaries, and then you will be invited to participate in a final competition, which will take place in November in conjunction with Global Entrepreneurship Week. And so the pitch competition is similar to Shark Tank, like Jamil said, in that you are pitching for about 5 minutes, and you're just sharing with us what you're trying to do as a business, whether or not you have sales, how the money will help you, and you will be judged based on this. And then if you're successful, you'll be awarded with one of 5 $25,000 grants that will be given out.
Awesome. What are the different grant categories?
Sure. So we have 3 categories. So the first category is anybody, right? So we wanted to make sure that we were not leaving anybody out. So any business that you have that is you're in business, or you have an idea and you're ready to really build out your minimal viable product, you can apply. So there'll be 3 grants given for that. Then we have a youth category, and that is for young people specifically. And so the age range for the youth is 16 to 25. And the last one is People's Choice, which is really fun because you as the public get to be involved in who gets that award. And so basically, those that advance to the finals, we will award 4 grants on the night. And then the last award will get awarded a week later after we get to tally votes from the people. And the people will basically be voting on those that participated. Whoever didn't get an award, they'll be voting on those who participated at the finals. So if there's, let's say, 10 businesses that participate, 4 will be awarded on the night. The remaining still have an opportunity to get the money with People's Choice, and the public decides who they think should receive that last grant.
I'm a fan, Jamillah. You know I'm a fan. But
Good.
I think I want to enter, but
I'm saying, why not? If don't think about it, be about it.
Let's do it. But I know that, having watched before, I know I've seen a couple businesses I'm familiar with, Vita Fusion and Inzuri, who have been successful before. Speak to some of the past winners and how this competition has helped them grow from where they started.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to see. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole competition is to encourage development and growth, right? So having businesses that you've seen from the start, like I'm going to use on-site optometry, Tia Smith, as an example. Tia worked for someone else when she started our incubator program. So she was enrolled in Enterprise Bermuda because she had a dream and a desire to start her own business, her mobile optometry business. Through that program, she was able to stop working for somebody else and start working for herself exclusively. And then in addition to completing that program with us, she then entered our competition with Global Atlantic Re, the first Wave of Opportunity Foundation competition that was held last year in September, and she was a recipient of the $25,000 grant. That $25,000 allowed her to purchase a piece of equipment that she can now take with her when she does her visits to take photos of inside of the eye. So it allows her to diagnose some issues that people may or may not have been aware of and help support them in making sure that they get the care that they need. And so that alone has allowed her to increase her client base, has allowed her to create corporate contracts because she comes to you. And the reason she wanted to do this is because she was aware that there were people, we have an aging population in Bermuda. Sometimes you're not mobile. You cannot get out and meet those appointments to get your prescription updated. And so she can now come to you, and she's doing phenomenal, and largely because of the support that she received through the incubator program, but specifically that financial cash injection into her business to allow her to purchase this piece of equipment that has taken her business to a different level. I mean, it's wonderful to see.
I love that. And she's amazing. She's been on this show before as well.
Yes, we love Tia. We love all the entrepreneurs, believe it or not, because everybody needs capital. That's one of the things that we always hear is people, you ask people like, what do you need? And they're like, money. I need funding. I need financing. So this is an opportunity for you to get the money that you need to take your business to the next level. So in my mind, there should be no reason why you don't apply for this. Why not? It's free to apply. It's free to be a BEDC member. Like I don't see what barrier would prevent you or any other entrepreneur from applying to this opportunity.
And you said so much about that young lady's business, and at the end, the community at Hill benefits.
Exactly, because she's now able to support those people who are not able to get out and need glasses. These are from on site. She came to BEDC and tested all of our staff, and we all got glasses. So it just really takes the idea of something and helps put some foundation behind it, right? If you need the capital, let's not the capital be a barrier to you being able to support the community the way it needs to be supported. So we can take that barrier away, then we are winning. I think we all win, like you said, Larry.
Yeah. Just Jamillah, just for the again audience, if you have any questions or comments for Jamillah, please send them through now. But let's just revisit everything we're discussing. So the competition, actually, the submission deadline is the 18th of August.
Yes.
Okay. 18th of August. The competition takes place November.
Yes, it's going to be November. It's going to be at Hamilton Princess, and we are November 21st, I think is the exact date. Okay. And so in between the deadline and November 21st, we have to go through a process to vet the applications that we've received. We will be hosting preliminary rounds. Those that get selected to go on to the finals will also be offered additional support to refine their pitch. So we will be having a pitch boot camp for them. In addition, we will have opportunities for them to have mentors to further support their pitch. So we're trying to cover all the bases, because it can be nerve-wracking, right? To get up and tell people your idea or talk about your business. And not every entrepreneur that's good at what they do are good at doing that public speaking part. So we get that and we understand that. But part of the entrepreneurial journey is pitching and getting funding for your business. Like you have to go out and be willing to talk about your business, talk about your achievements, big up yourself to get money that you need to take your business to the next level. And so it's all, to me, the whole thing is a learning opportunity, right? Because even if you apply and you're not successful, that doesn't mean that you won't be successful with something else. So it's creating this whole kind of environment around creating the opportunity for you to get the money, going through the process of applying, going through the process of pitching, being judged, because everybody's going to be judging, right? And then maybe successfully coming out on the end with the funds that actually can take your business to the next level. So it really is an exciting opportunity. We're hoping that people in the public who are in the entrepreneurial space see it as an exciting opportunity, and we're encouraging everyone to apply. I mean, to me, I don't see where there are too many barriers, and if there is a barrier that I haven't seen, then please let us know, because at the end of the day, if you don't apply, you can't win. And
Yeah. Do you
you know,
have a maximum of how many like will be participating, or?
so last year we had 8. I think we will be looking for 10, because again, we're trying to do this in one night, right? So we got
Right.
to get through all of these pitches.
Mhm.
So we're not capping the number of applications, but that's why we're going to
Mhm.
have preliminary rounds. So we will
Okay.
narrow down based on the number of applications, and then we'll take, because we're giving out the 5 awards. So we
Mhm.
want to have, if we have 10 that go through to the finals, that's
Mhm.
great. And then those 10 will be vying to win the five cash awards.
This is exciting, and I hope there are so many people who own businesses, startups that tune into this show regularly, and I really hope that I do see some of them involved. Now, real quickly, can people who've participated previously enter again?
So what I would say is, if it's a different business and a new business, yes. But the idea is to get as much capital into the hands of our entrepreneurial ecosystem as we can, right? So we wouldn't want one person to continue to enter and just win all the money, because that doesn't create opportunities for others. But if it's a completely new business, a new business idea, why not? Yes, you can. But for those like, Tia wouldn't be able to enter again for this
Right.
business and then win another award.
Right.
So we're really trying to share the love. That's what we're
Yeah,
trying to do.
yeah. This is awesome, and again, like I said, one of the last week we were talking about microloans and
Yeah.
loan guarantees. This week we're talking about pitch competition. One thing they can't say is BDC ain't around there doing a thing for the people of Bermuda. Seriously. So thank you for what you do, Jamillah.
Thank you, Jamil.
Yeah, looking forward to. I'm serious. I think
I'm serious too.
we're applying some way Bermuda trivia in that.
I was gonna say, now if you don't, I'm gonna be looking at you funny, right? I'm gonna be like, really?
No, but the same way how I used to look at you when I used to try to beg you to come on the show. Remember those days? Now you're regular, but no, you guys are doing awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll definitely be in touch between now and the 18th and then November 21st to make sure that we do our part in ensuring that people are involved, and we got a record number of votes for the People's Choice Award. How about that?
Okay. And look, everything is on our website. So go to bedc.bm. The application is there. The criteria, all of that information is there. And again, if anyone has any specific questions, or you're like, you missed something, girl, you can reach out to me directly. jlodge@bedc.bm is my email address. And I'm encouraging those people to apply. Get the money. Don't let it just sit there. It's here for you. So take advantage of it.
Ain't got to tell me twice, Jamillah. Thank you so much. We'll
You're
talk
welcome.
soon.
All right. Take care.
You too. Jamillah Lodge, folks, BDC. If you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I don't know, bro. You honestly, Shark Tank's exciting. I'm encouraged. I hope people really do apply, because it's nothing like seeing people who are passionate and about whatever it is they're doing, but also have the work ethic to go with it. There's nothing like it. So I hope to hopefully be part of it this year, depending on my travel schedule. So we'll see. Let's take a quick break, come back after this, and we'll do the daily play and wrap it up. 1 minute, 51 seconds.
Great news. Our Beat the Heat special has been extended through August 31st while supplies last. Keep cool with our further discounted Carrier high-efficiency mini-split units, plus enjoy 10% off Comfort Zone oscillating fans, Comfort Air units 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, and Hunter ceiling fans when you pay with cash. Don't miss out on these hot deals to stay cool.
Did you know 3 out of 4 people say that they have a good understanding of life insurance? But do they really? When asked how much the yearly cost would be for a 20-year, $250,000 level term life insurance policy for a healthy 30-year-old, 80% overestimated the cost by 5 times the amount. Ready for this? The true cost for that policy is about $220 a year. That's as little as 66 cents a day, or $20 a month. So let's put this into perspective. Compared to other monthly costs, isn't getting life insurance a no-brainer? If you can trim back on some of these expenses just a little bit, It will allow you to dedicate the savings toward an affordable life insurance policy. Contact one of our life insurance agents today to find the right policy for you.
Take a look at our walkthrough for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Here with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Alrighty, welcome back. Thanks again to Jamillah Lodge from the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for joining us for such an important conversation. Folks, again, if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. This is a pitch competition. If you have a business and you need help, look, I'm going to be honest with you. No matter how big or small your business is, $25,000 could go a long way for a lot of people. So, hey, take a stab at it. Like, go for it. Just put something forward. You never know. You never know. Anyway, thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia. New episode of Bermuda Trivia, the game show, is now available on bcgtv.com. The game is also available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, it's a remember when, Larry. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, audience, you know how this goes. If you get the answer before him, you are eligible for this week's prize. Very easy one today. The question is, what year did Clarence Hill win Bermuda's first Olympic medal in Montreal, which was a bronze for boxing? What year?
1976.
All right. He had that one, folks. He didn't give you a chance. We'll enter Karen. She showed up first. We'll enter Karen since Larry wants to be like that. So Karen, you're in the draw for this week.
I challenge myself to go back every Summer Olympics, and I always go back to 52 Helsinki and can go up. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. We enough of the Olympic questions, folks. Enough of them for 4 years. We'll be cool.
I think we're done. I'm sad to see them go.
Yeah. We'll see them at the World Championships next. But all right, let's wrap it up. Final words on the conversation. Obviously, we were discussing the Olympics earlier, and then the conversation with Jamillah Lodge.
Yeah, as it relates to Bermudians and what we can take away from it, I just think invest in the infrastructure. That and identifying the talent and coming up with a plan to send them away. Once we see that they are elite, let's get them out of here and see how we can get them to that next level. BEDC and the pitch competition, awesome. One thing I appreciate about the BEDC is they let you know what they are doing. It's no guessing. It's everything's on the website, and they're willing to come in and talk about it, whether on her or other platforms. And if you're serious, BEDC will support you. I think sometimes people do a lot of talking, and if you're all about the talk, this isn't for you. And I'm interested to see how it goes about and the competition in November.
Yeah, indeed. I agree with what you said regarding the Olympics. I think some key takeaways for Bermuda is looking at Botswana and Dominica and St. Lucia and really helping young, talented, disciplined people who are focused to get in the right environments. And sometimes that means beyond Bermuda. I think that's the key to success on the world stage going forward. As far as the conversation with Jamillah, I love entrepreneurship. I love people who like to take the risk, whether it's hustlers or people doing it full time. I think this is an opportunity for people to grow beyond being self-employed, to grow their businesses and lose that fear. So I'm hopeful that people will apply and that they can get a record number of applicants, and people can see the positive in what can come out of being a part of this pitch competition. And if you've never watched Shark Tank, watch Shark Tank as to get an idea of how you can go about pitching your business idea. All right. So Larry, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
I do. And this is from American soccer player, gold medalist Alex Morgan. Everybody has talent, but it's what you do with that talent to make it great.
Yeah, I like that. Again, you said it, Dan Floridafi, Connor Smith, many people who've run at a level or participated at a certain level always say it, a lot of talented people. But what's talent without discipline, right? Thomas Durant says, really uplifting today. Thanks, Jamillah. Thank you, Thomas Durant. And again, folks, if you haven't already, a thumbs up, a love, a like. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Oils, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. He's Larry Marshall Jr. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.